I thought this would be a heated response, and it is just that. Asking for a friend. Saran, who's behind the scenes in our show, has a friend who lives in an apartment and has a neighbor with a child that is very loud all hours of the night, pounding on walls, kind of screaming in general. So Saran's friend wanted to know, can she write a note to the parent asking them to, I don't know, quiet your kid down is the
God willing it won't be put like that.
Right, to do something to like, hey, just so you know, like we can hear. You can text 99338 or call us 877-995-4681. Riley, obviously you have Lyric.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a toddler? No,
not anymore. I think toddler starts at like 3. He's gonna be 5.
So let's just say when you first moved here, you had the townhouse.
He was 1 when I got here.
If somebody had sent a message saying, hey, like your kid's very loud, what would your reaction have been?
At 1, I would have been upset. At 3, if that's what this little toddler is, they came at me correct and was like, hey, do you think we could maybe work on this or whatever? I would be understanding and try, because I also feel like at 3, you're starting to teach your kid things where you can reason with them. You're starting to teach boundaries to the child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it all depends on how the neighbor came at me. If they were rude, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to make sure they're up at 2. But if they came at me like respectfully, because it's their place too.
Yeah.
And just because I have a child doesn't make me like queen of the neighborhood. So it really just depends on like what their attitude was.
I will say, as somebody who doesn't have a child besides a dog, I used to be annoyed at babies on airplanes. I'd always be like, until one time I sat next to a mom had a kid by herself, and I was like, oh, okay,
it's so hard.
I understand.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult.
And I was like, oh, that kid's so nice, but okay. Should Saran's friend send the letter? Good morning, Caitlin.
Hi.
So you heard the story. If it was you, would you send the letter?
No, I wouldn't send the letter if it was me.
What would you do?
Yeah,
would you deal with it instead, or what would be the advice you give a friend?
I mean, you kind of do just have to deal with it, unfortunately. I mean, I personally would not say anything because I know how hard it is to be a parent. And like I said, I can say with 100% conviction that parent does not want their kid up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she also said just like all hours of the day and night, that it's never like just 1 hour. Sometimes it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and like they're like playing. Much. It's not like this kid's crying, there's something wrong. It's like cheering along with the kid as they're playing. That's like, okay.
What if you just tell the kid, you see the kid in the hallway, like, hey, just so you know, the monsters hear noises. So if you're loud.
Stop.
Oh, no.
Stop it.
That's terrible.
Then I would drop kick you. Don't do that.
Caitlin, have a great day. Thank you so much for calling.
You too.
Bye. Good morning, Bree.
Morning.
So when you were a kid, your mom would tell you to be quiet because of the neighbors?
Yes, I have a sister. She's 6 years younger than me, and then we've pretty much lived in apartments all our life, in townhouses, whether we were just next to somebody or we were above people.
Yeah.
Like, if we're, like, running back and forth, even just during the daytime, she's like, you got to be quiet. There's people below us. Like, it's inconsiderate. And we have a dog now. Me and my wife have a dog now. And we used to live above somebody, and we live in a dog-friendly apartment.
Sure.
But she would just be loud. She's, like, barking, whatever. And obviously dogs and kids are different. It's a little bit harder. I can't be like, yo, princess, chill out, because they can hear you downstairs.
Yeah.
You just bark, but we tried our very best to control it because it's just rude. Like, you're basically sharing a full shared space with other people. You're not disconnected.
You're saying princess doesn't speak English, Bree?
No, I know it's the weirdest thing. We've been trying really hard.
I really think you and your wife could be better parents. If your dog's not speaking English and writing it by now, I think something's wrong.
Okay.
Right? 4 years old, you think.
I mean, come on now. It's basically 28. Bree, thank you so much for calling. Have a great day.
Thank you, my man.
My man. Good morning, Chris in Smithfield. So, Chris, you've had neighbors come over to ask you guys to have your kids be quiet?
Yes.
So how old are your kids?
Well, at the time, the 2 oldest ones would have been, I don't know, 10 and like 9.
Okay.
But yeah, she used to, if they got really loud, because they used to be upstairs in their room and playing basketball or wrestling, and they would just come right over to the house and go, hey, can you ask them to quiet down a little bit? And, we try to be considerate, because when you're connected to somebody else, I mean, I think you do have a right to be like, hey, can you be quiet? I mean, I'm a parent now. I have a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old.
Oh, man, you're busy, Chris.
A lot of times we have to tell our older son to be quiet because the baby will go to sleep and he wants to scream. We're like, you can't do that. So I mean, you got to think of it even with having other kids in the house. It's kind of rude. I mean, but I understand it's not easy trying to get a kid to be quiet. But
Sure.
at some point, you got to be a parent and be like, hey, I don't care if you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but you're going to sit down and be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, can I ask, when the neighbor came over, was it more like you didn't get offended because your kids are 8 and 10, so that not that they know better, but like they should know kind of how to be not as loud as if they were
you
young?
don't get offended. I guess you don't get offended because at the same time, I probably literally just told them that, hey, you need to calm down because I could probably hear them downstairs
Sure.
making a lot of noise. So if it's bothering me, they have to be making a lot of noise where it's bothering the
Sure.
neighbor. There's no way that parent's sitting in that house and not going, hey. And if they're old enough to run around and scream, they're old enough to be like, hey, I don't care if you're up, but
Stop.
you got to calm down.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, man, thank you so much for calling. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Thank you. My man.
My man. Good morning, Rachel.
Hi.
So you're saying that, say send the letter?
Yeah, I would send the letter. I would definitely come at it from a nice point of view. But I've been a preschool teacher the last few years, and let me just tell you, if the kids understand that, before the sun is up is quiet time at home, they should be able to follow that. They shouldn't need more than that.
Sure.
And it's up to you to set good boundaries with your neighbors. If your neighbor's doing something, outside your house or parking in front of your house, you talk to them. That's just as disruptive to you maybe as the kids running around at 5 in the morning.
Absolutely. Rachel, first of all, thank you for being a preschool teacher.
Heck yeah.
Do the kids call you Miss Rachel?
They do, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. That's always the best, like when you're a kid and
it's
like,
so sweet.
oh, Miss Rachel or
Yeah.
Miss Riley, Miss Rose.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
snack time, all that stuff.
So cute.
Rachel, I want to put you on hold, get you on man shirt for being a teacher, okay?
Oh, my man.
1 second.
Man.
Now there is. Oh, okay. You
I
ready?
know.
You ready to get angry?
Yeah.
Hey, Luke. Hey, Luke.
Yes.
Let me just say this, bruh. I don't agree with what you're about to say, but I like pushing buttons, man.
Oh God.
So you're
I figured you would.
Luke. Your solution to the baby thing is what?
I'm saying if the letter doesn't work, I mean, you can always just play music loud, late. That way the kid stays up late and sleeps in.
Luke, thank you so much,
No.
Luke.
God
No.
bless your heart,
Two
Luke.
wrongs don't
bless
make a right.
your heart,
No.
sir.
Hey, I have kids. I've done it to them. Keep them up late if they're waking up too early.
All right,
It works.
Luke. Listen,
Oh,
man.
my.
I appreciate you pushing buttons. I can't get behind it, but I appreciate you calling in, friend.
Well, not with that attitude.
Wow. Hey.
Oh, Luke, have a great day, man. Thank you for listening.
No problem. My man.
Stop.
Bye, my man. I think that's he gets it. That's funny.
Uh.
Yeah, I love like. All right, our listeners can be just as big as smartasses as we can be. So
Yes.
I think the
Right.
overall thing, Saran, for your friend is if she sends a letter and she's polite about it. I'm sure the parents
Yeah.
will be, as long as they're understanding.
It's all about your approach, I feel like, with that.
Oh man, Luke.
Good
This
luck.
guy.
Stop.
We still got the $1,000 for you in like 10 minutes. I wanted to do this too. I have a friend, I'm not going to name who they are, who just realized that when you fill up gas, there's the little indicator on the gas tank of where you pull up the car to. Do you know that, Riley? You seem like you've like when you look at your gas, like how much gas in your car, it shows you with an arrow where you should pull up to get your gas filled.
No,
Yeah,
I
so
always
inside
just
the-
remember my gas thing is on the opposite side of the car seat.
But what if you have like a rental car? Then
Trial
drive
and
around,
error. Yeah.
drive around in circles.
Trial and error.
What thing did you just learn? Whether it's the gas tank thing, something like that, get us on text 99338, or you can call us 877-995-4681. We are commercial free.